Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the foods you should be eating and the foods you should be avoiding if you have leaky gut. And before I list the foods, I just want to say that if you have leaky gut, you are almost guaranteed, 100% I'm going to say actually, to have candida overgrowth and parasites. So the reason is usually if you have leaky gut, you were obviously eating foods that were highly processed, that were, containing gluten and sugars. Maybe you took lots of antibiotics in a period of time without taking probiotics. All of these things can cause leaky gut. And if you were eating these certain things to cause leaky gut, these certain things will also feed candida and create candida overgrowth. And when your gut lining is compromised and you have the holes in your gut lining, candida will penetrate the gut lining and go into your bloodstream. And then that's when you'll start noticing a lot of symptoms like depression, anxiety, eczema, psoriasis, etc., etc., etc. You'll just really notice a lot of symptoms, and that's usually because candida has already leached into your bloodstream. And parasites. So there can be larvae in your blood, and that's why a lot of times if you do like a candida cleanse, I don't want to go off topic here, but if you do a candida cleanse, they usually recommend taking things that can actually cleanse the blood to like diatomaceous earth, because that can actually kill the eggs and the candida that's in the blood. But I don't want to go off topic here, but I just want to say that the foods I'm going to be telling you to avoid and the foods that I'm going to be telling you to eat not only help heal and realign the gut, but also help to fight and combat candida and parasites, because you can't heal the gut if you don't heal, or I should say kill off the candida and the parasites, because then they'll constantly, if you have an overgrowth, parasites leach through, destroy your gut lining and leach through, and same with candida. So the only way to actually officially heal your gut is by healing candida and parasites. So the foods I'm going to be sharing with you to avoid and eat is really also to combat the candida and parasites. So I just want to put that out there. So just grabbing my phone here. I put the list on my phone so I don't forget anything. So obviously the biggest thing you want to avoid are grains, in particular gluten or wheat. Those grains are very harsh on your digestive system, especially in large amounts, and being in the world that we are in today, eating processed foods like pizza, burgers, everything, pasta, all of this is really hard on our digestive system. And it really does create the gut lining to start leaking. It creates little holes in the gut lining, and that's when food starts leaching and going into your bloodstream, especially like these undigested particles, and that's what causes food intolerances. So if you have leaky gut, you'll usually have a lot of food intolerances because the foods you eat go into your bloodstream, and then your body becomes reactive to it. So I would really say avoid all grains if possible, at least until your gut is fully healed. Then maybe if you want grains, you can start incorporating some sprouted wild rice or sprouted brown rice or sprouted quinoa back in, just in small amounts here and there. You don't want to go crazy and start eating grains full force again, because again, then that will just cause leaky gut. But if you are to avoid anything, the biggest is gluten and wheat. The next thing you want to avoid are legumes, so beans. Beans contain lectins, and really I'm going to say all nightshades actually. Nightshades are pretty hard on the gut lining, and if you could avoid them, like tomatoes, peppers, beans, things like that, if you can avoid them, I would say do it. But if not, at least avoid beans. Like I said, beans are hard to digest, and they actually create because they don't get digested fully when they're in your intestines, they start fermenting, which kind of creates the gas and bloating, and that causes damage to your intestinal lining. So if you can, avoid beans and nightshades especially, and so if you are to eat beans or any type of like legumes, just soak them really, really, really well for a long period of time, and then cook them really, really well, and then chew them really well, and maybe take a digestive enzyme with it. But if you can, avoid legumes. Another thing is to avoid dairy. Dairy is also very harsh on the gut lining. Dairy also creates mucus in the body, so it creates that dampening effect, which allows candida to thrive. And when candida and parasites thrive, they also destroy your gut lining. So as you can see, it's all connected. So avoiding dairy, which also contains something called lactose. It's a sugar, which feeds candida. If you avoid dairy, at least for the course of healing your gut and killing off the candida, then you can maybe incorporate dairy back, but use good quality dairy, like a grass-fed dairy or goat dairy, something like that. But definitely don't drink like regular milk, as it's very highly pasteurized. There's no probiotics or any enzymes, proteins, fats, nothing left in it. So it doesn't do anything for your body, and it actually destroys your gut lining. So try to avoid dairy. And obviously sugars. Sugars not only feed candida, but they are processed and, like I said, really damage the gut lining. So if you are to eat sugar, eat it in teeny amounts, because any sugar really does feed candida and parasites. But consume maybe like a raw honey, a good quality raw honey, or a little bit of coconut sugar, a little bit of molasses. That's about it. I wouldn't really go any more sugar than that, and just like I said, very small amounts. And then also obviously avoid unhealthy oils. You usually only get unhealthy oils if you're eating out in like a fast food restaurant or something. So by unhealthy oils, I mean like vegetable oils, like canola, which is from soy, or vegetable oil, like just regular vegetable oil, sunflower oil even. Just try to avoid any, even cottonseed oil, any just processed and refined oils. You want good quality oils. I'll tell you what to eat in the next portion of this video. But usually if you just go to a restaurant, you get like, you know, onion rings or fries or something. Those are deep fried in usually canola, because it's very cheap oil, and that really destroys the gut lining and causes inflammation in your entire body. So I'd highly recommend avoiding that. And then alcohol and caffeine, I mean, they're very acidic, so, and they also suppress your immune system. When your immune system is suppressed, candida can thrive and overgrow, and then that also, like I said, creates the, you know, the leaky gut. So if you could avoid caffeine and alcohol, now a lot of people have a hard time doing that, so at least try to do it for the course of healing your gut, and then maybe incorporate it back after your gut is healed. And usually if you are to have caffeine, I would say maybe put some gelatin in it or something like that, so that you're kind of lining your gut as you're drinking it, so it's a little bit beneficial. But yeah, temporarily I would avoid it if possible. But that's not as important as avoiding like grains and sugars. So you just kind of got to pick your, you know, pick your battles, I guess. If you can't do it all, do what you can. And obviously avoid excessive carb consumption. So you basically, the more carbs you eat, the more you're going to be feeding the candida, right? Any carbs you eat, even if it's sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, they turn into sugar in the body. So doing a low carb diet is recommended when you're, you know, trying to heal your gut, because like I said, you're not going to heal the gut until you kill off the candida, and if you're eating carbs, you're just feeding the candida and the parasites. So low carb is better. So I know it sounds like you can't eat a lot. If you are to just choose a few things from this list, I would say get rid of grains until your gut is healed, get rid of dairy, get rid of sugar. Those are the biggest. If you can't do alcohol, or if you can't do, you know, caffeine, for instance, if you really need that morning coffee, have that, but then at least just try and get rid of the main culprits that cause leaky gut. So what can you eat? There's actually a lot. It sounds like you can't eat anything, but you really can eat a lot. So some good things you can eat are good quality fats like coconut oil, flax and hemp seed oils. I would go for things like, it's good fiber, but it's also good fat. Chia seeds, flax seeds, coconut, these avocados, these kind of healthy fats and fibers are so soothing to the gut. They help line the gut, and they also help fight off candida. The fiber helps remove toxins out of the intestines, and the healthy fats and all that help realign the gut. So if you are to eat fats, if you are to use oils, use something like olive oil, use grapeseed oils, all right, use avocado oil, coconut oil. Those are all great cooking oils, and they're so much healthier. You also want to eat good quality proteins. So free-range chicken, if you eat standard regular chicken or beef that's been fed grains and soy, whatever they're eating is what you're going to eat. And the animals that are eating corn and soy on really unhealthy diets have more parasites, which means you're consuming more parasites. Yes, even if you cook the meat. If you have leaky gut, you usually have very low stomach acid, which means a lot of parasites, which normally shouldn't survive the stomach acid, do, because you don't have a high amount of stomach acid. So what I would also recommend is taking hydrochloric acid before every meal. It comes in a little pill, and it just helps increase the acidity of your stomach, so it helps digest your food better, kill parasites as you're eating it, and that way it's a little bit easier on your gut to, you know, have the food pass through. So that's just a little tip there. So yeah, it just, I know it sounds like a lot of things to do at once, but just try to do like the main things. But yeah, like I said, take a hydrochloric acid pill if you can, have lots of healthy fats. Okay, so the next thing and animal proteins, like I said, chicken and you know, beef and all that. Just try and get them to be free range, grass fed if possible. If not, at least have them be free from, which is usually free from hormones, free from antibiotics. You don't want them to have antibiotics because those antibiotics are just going in your body, which means what? It means it's killing off your good bacteria that you have hardly any of already. So yeah, just good quality meat proteins. You can get free range eggs. Yeah, there's lots of meats out there. Another thing you can have is if you have candida, you have to be careful, because usually when you have candida, you got to stay away from fermented foods, as it feeds candida because it has yeast and molds, and mushrooms, like it's because it's a fungus. You usually want to stay away. But if you really, you know, like your fermented foods, you could have some good quality sauerkraut, tempeh. It's a fermented soy. So certain things there, I guess you could incorporate, and lots of vegetables. Now, you want to make sure your vegetables are cooked good, not overcooked, but you want to steam them, or you know, have a smoothie, just something so it's easier to digest. You don't want to go eating like raw cauliflower, as that's just gonna, you know, cause lots of fermentation in the gut, which destroys the gut and helps candida grow. So if you are to eat a lot of vegetables, go for lots of green vegetables. Sorry, that was my arm on the wall. Go for lots of green vegetables, steam them, and have lots of spinach and kale, and just make sure they're all organic so you're not getting pesticides. So like I said, what you want to eat: lots of vegetables, good quality proteins, lots of healthy fats, lots of almond butters, avocado, sunflower seed butter, hazelnut butter, just lots of nuts, just good quality stuff. So basically, you want to go back to basics. You want to go eat good quality fruit, right? An apple rather than having apple juice. You want to have just good quality food that doesn't come out of a box. And then in terms of supplements, so what can you take on top of that? So I would say take a greens powder. Having good quality greens, what happens is when you have leaky gut, it means your body is not absorbing the nutrients as it should be. So you could be eating a lot of food, but you're not actually getting a lot of the benefits from it when you have leaky gut. So taking a greens powder kind of just helps get some good vitamins and minerals in your body. Something you really want to eat to help soothe, not only kill candida, but soothe and realign the gut, is a good quality bone broth. So you can make your own, buy some good quality bones and boil it on the stove for a long period of time and add some vegetables, make a good quality soup. Or you can buy bone broth and or gelatin and collagen. I've talked about Vital Proteins so many times on this channel, but they really are amazing. I take their products every day to help heal my gut. So they basically have collagen and gelatin. You can just, it's not a sponsored video, I'm just letting you know, you can go purchase that. I can leave a link in the description to Vital Proteins if you like. So yeah, good quality bone broth, lots of soups, lots of warming foods help to fight candida. Candida creates a dampness in the body, so you want to fight that by having warming foods to fight the candida and realign the gut. So bone broth, because it contains collagen and gelatin, that helps line the gut. You could also take L-glutamine. L-glutamine is what is used in the body to rebuild the gut lining, so you definitely want that in your diet. So I would say supplement with L-glutamine for sure. And what else? Yeah, greens powder, L-glutamine, gelatin, aloe vera is very, very soothing for the gut, and it helps realign the gut as well. And it's a powerful antioxidant. So if you can take aloe vera gel, I would recommend that. And then just some herbs and spices. So the more herbs and spices, the better. Cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, ginger. Those are something called warming spices. Kind of why in the winter time or when it's cooler, people like to have a pumpkin spice latte or something. People want that spice because it kind of fights the dampness. When it fights the dampness, it's fighting the candida, it's fighting the mucus. So having the warming spices literally are so powerful for killing off parasites and candida. I put cinnamon in my smoothies and my teas, everything. I literally just fill it up with all that stuff. So lots of spices and herbs. So I'm probably gonna make another video on supplements to take to heal leaky gut. I've already made one video. I will link it in the description below on how to heal leaky gut with some of my top 4 products. But I might just make another one adding some other supplements in there too if you guys are interested. If you want that, comment below and let me know. And I can definitely make that video. So without making this video too long, that's basically what you should be eating. Healthy fats, lots of vegetables, good quality proteins, lots of soups made from bone broth. And L-glutamine and a greens powder if you can. And those are some of the main. Now, to finish off the video, obviously what you should be taking to heal your gut is probiotics. A potent, powerful, good quality probiotic. Something with a lot of strains, something with the human microflora preferably, or a spore-based probiotic. I'd say minimum 50 billion. I am actually taking 500 billion right now because I'm severe leaky gut. That's why I have psoriasis and eczema. So the more, the better. And yeah, it'll help kind of realign the gut, help fight off the candida and the bad bacteria that's growing in your gut. And lots of water. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up or comment below, let me know. If you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and help me out. I love seeing more subscribers coming through. It makes me so happy. So if you could do that, share this video with your friends if you know anybody who has leaky gut and isn't sure what to eat. I post a lot of healthy healing recipes on this channel, and I will be posting more gut-friendly recipes. So just stay on the lookout for those if you're kind of like, what do I eat? Because it can kind of be overwhelming. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me or follow me on my social media links in the description box below, and you can contact me through that. Yeah, I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.